Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another class on verbling.com with teacher Abby. It's good to see you guys. I see the class is fully booked, so I'm excited to see who's going to join us today. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to be in your class.
Good. It's good to see you again. How was your weekend?
It was just a plain weekend because it was raining
Oh.
a lot, and I just stayed at home, letting my hair down, resting, and
Well,
studying.
sometimes it's good to stay home and have a little rest, isn't it? And the rain kind of forces us to do that. Thanks for coming, Anna. Good to see you. Hi, Igor. How are you?
Hello, I'm almost fine, but a little bit tired because it's midnight.
It's midnight. You're a die-hard English learner.
No, why?
It just means that you really want to learn English, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks
Yes,
for
I think I'm kind of this.
Igor, where are you from?
I'm from Moscow, Russia.
Very nice. Thank you for coming. It's nice to meet you. I'm going to switch over to the to the Google chat. Anna, I don't think it's just you. I think a lot of people are preferring the Google chat, so we'll switch over. Mustafa, how are you?
Hey, teacher, good to see you. At least I have to say hi because I don't have power. I don't have power. At least maybe I have 5 minutes or something like that.
Dobra, no, na razie.
No to bye-bye.
What is it?
Mustafa, you don't have any power, so you're just here to visit us until you can't stay any longer?
Maybe I cannot stay any longer because I don't know, like I'm now on UPS and I think there is about maybe 2 minutes to 5 minutes at least. At least I have to say hi. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming to say hello. Hopefully the power comes on like right in time and then you can stay with us.
Yeah, I hope because I think your class will become full soon.
Well, it's very good to see you, Mustafa. Thanks for coming in. Let me say hello
Okay.
to Christian. Hello, how are you?
Oh, good evening, teacher. How are you? Yes, it's the first time with you, I think.
You must be from France.
No, no, at all. No, I'm coming from Geneva, from Switzerland. No.
Well,
But
you have a lovely accent. Thank you for joining us.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you for coming. And Amp, hello.
Hi, teacher. Long time no see.
Yes, it has been. It's so good to have you back. How is everything with you?
Everything is fine, thanks God. What about you?
Things are fantastic. Yeah. How was your weekend?
A normal one. Nothing special.
Was it raining where you live as well?
No, fortunately, no.
Yeah.
It's our summer. No rain yet.
Fantastic. Yeah, it was actually really hot and sunny here this weekend, but today is kind of cooling off. I can feel fall is in the air.
Yeah. It's changing.
The reality of living in Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the class, Amp. It's really good to have you.
Really good to see you.
Let's say hello to Adam. Hi, Adam. How are you?
Hey, hello. So
Not
I'm
too
new
much.
to here.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
new to
class.
here.
Where
This
are
is
you
my.
from?
I come from Morocco,
Okay.
and this is my very first class with you, and I feel
Welcome.
honored.
Thank you. Welcome to the class, Adam. Thank you for coming. It's our pleasure to have you with us. So thanks for joining us from Morocco. Let's say hello to, is it Gregor?
Yeah, it's Grzegorz, but people call me Greg or Gregory. I was in your classes, but it was quite a long time ago.
Did you change your name on Google?
No, I didn't. It was the same.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Gregory. Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Can you remind me where you're from?
I come from Poland.
From Poland. Oh, nice. Well, thanks for coming back, Gregory. It's nice to have you with us. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, nice to be here too.
And Julian.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you today?
I'm very, very good. Thanks for asking.
And where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
From Colombia. Well, thank you for joining us today. Today's class is going to have a lot of reading and conversation, and hopefully we'll have time for 2 separate topics just to keep it fast-paced and interesting. Does anyone have anything like super fun that they did on the weekend that they'd like to share with us? Nobody did anything fun?
I have an idea. Like, we might do some role play thing, like we did with some teacher. We played this game like yesterday.
Oh,
Some
you played
class.
a role-playing game.
Yeah, and that was fun. Like we had much fun.
I love a good role play. Those are always super fun, especially if the topic's good. It can be quite humorous, for sure. It can be really funny. Anyone else want to share what they did on the weekend? Okay, I went to a housewarming party. So who in the class can tell me what that is? And if you don't know, maybe you can give it a guess.
May I?
Yeah.
A housewarming party is a party that you throw when you move to a new house or when you buy a new house, and people bring small gifts to help you to have everything you need in your house. You know, sometimes things for your kitchen, things like that.
Perfect. Anna, that's exactly what a housewarming party is. So one of my friends bought a house and she had a bunch of people over to celebrate the purchase of their new home. So that's exactly what we did. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We've got 2 different articles. One is about the environment, about trees, and the other one is about refugees that have recently moved to Germany and Austria. So let's start with the environment article, okay? Let's see here. I've got, oh, my mom. My mom is apparently joining us for the lesson today. We're going to start with the tree class. So I will share. There we go. So the article is called Earth Has Lost Half of Its Trees. Now I'm going to start with Christian. Christian, tell me about your favorite place that has a lot of trees.
The favorite place with the trees, I don't know, maybe here in Geneva we have a forest, you know, we have a lot of trees, and we have a cedar. Cedar is very nice. It's very nice trees, you know, and we have cedar green, cedar blues, and it's very good trees. It's very nice trees.
Fantastic. So, Christian, what do you like to do in that area? Do you like to go walking? Do you go hunting? What do you do there?
Oh no, hunting no. Walking and running, yes, yes. I like to walk in the forest, you know, and also to run and run every day, maybe between 3 and 4 kilometers per days, you know, and also to collect mushrooms, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, mushroom in the forest. And we have a lot of mushrooms. I don't know in English the name. It's bolé, you know, bolé. It's a kind of mushroom. It's very good. Boletus, you know, boletus. We say we can eat, you know, in a salad or something else, and it's very. You have a lot of mushroom in the forest, and you can collect. You have a dinner after. It's very nice. And this is the season at this time, you know.
Fantastic. So, can you buy those mushrooms in the store as well, or can you only pick them yourself?
No, you can buy in the shop, in the store, is not a problem. Yes, you can find, and you can find a very different mushrooms. It's not only this one sort of mushrooms. Yeah,
Beautiful. Sounds like a
yeah,
nice way to go in the forest. That's beautiful.
yeah.
Julian, what about you, Julian? Tell me about your favorite place that has a lot of trees. Julian, are you there? Okay, let's go to Igor. Igor, tell me about a place that you enjoy that has a lot of trees.
Okay, I guess it's a park nearby. There are a lot of trees. There are pines, oaks, and birches, and also there are a lot of mushrooms, but I don't think they are uh, appropriate to eat. I guess they are poison.
Okay, so yeah, that's what Anna mentioned in the chat box. Is Christian, how do you know they're not poison? So maybe you can answer her in the chat box, Christian. But for sure, I would not know if a mushroom was poisonous or not. I would have no idea. Amp, do you want to tell us about your favorite place that has a lot of trees?
Well, in my city, there is a place that is called the Historic Park. There is not just trees, different kinds of trees. It's also a place you can find animals that are in captivity in order to preserve them. And yes,
Mm.
it's a nice place. You can find different species of tree. Um, some of them are really old. And yes, it's a nice place to visit.
Beautiful. That sounds like a great place. I would love to see that if you could go and also see some different animals. That would be neat. Anyone else want to share? All right, let's get started with our. Oh, go ahead, Julian. Do you want to share?
Yes, here in Bogota, we have the mountain is our big forest mountains, and we could go to walk and see a few animals like I don't remember now. It's a mammiferous. It's a particular animal here of Colombia, and it's so cool. And in the mornings, the temperatures go down, and that makes the water freeze into the forest, and that makes a special forest for visit.
Oh, okay. That sounds wonderful. So even
Yes.
in, it's nice when even in large cities, you can still find a place that has lots of trees, like a park, right? So you can get away from the city and the pavement and see a little bit of nature, right? Okay, so
Yes.
we're going to read a little bit. So the people who didn't comment are actually going to read this article, and then the people who did comment are going to choose questions for conversation. So let's just zoom in a little bit here. We're going to start with Adam. The title is Earth Has Lost Half Its Trees Because of Humans. That's the title. And we'll get Adam to read the first highlighted part. Can you do that for us? Adam?
I'm sorry, I'm hearing some echo. Oh my God.
Let me just mute. Maybe it's me on. Is that better?
No, it's still not better.
Is anybody else hearing the echo, or is it just Adam?
Oh, excuse me.
I think, Adam, I cannot hear an echo.
Okay, Adam, we'll give you a chance. Just mute your microphone. If it's echoing, it might be your connection. We'll just give it a couple minutes here, and we'll get Anna to read the first part of the paragraph, okay? Go
Okay,
ahead,
it's
Anna.
better now.
Okay. Is better?
Good. Yeah.
All right. Hold up and read
Uh,
that first part.
yeah, I don't know where that coming from. Yep.
Maybe you have your Berlin window open, and that is why you can hear that echo.
Is that better? I think.
Yeah, it's
I
better now. Okay. I solved the problem. All right. I think I solved it.
Okay, go
I'm good
ahead
to
and
go.
read that, please.
All right. There is good news and bad news regarding the number of trees on our planet. The good news is that there are 7 times more trees on Earth than we thought. Until a few years ago, scientists estimated that the world has around 400 billion trees.
Excellent. Thank you, Adam. Excellent reading. Any questions on the vocabulary for that first part? All right. And Anna, can you read the next part for us? Till the end of that paragraph?
Sure. How, however, a new study from Yale University estimates that there are around 3 million. Oh, sorry. However, a new study from Yale University estimates that there are around 3 trillion trees. That's a 3 followed by 12 zeros. That means that are more than 420 trees for every person alive today. Lead researcher Dr. Thomas Crowder told the BBC that the new estimate will not change anything. He said, "It's not like we've discovered a load of new trees. It is not good news for the world or bad news that we've produced this new number."
Okay, very good. Anna, can you repeat the word produced?
Produced.
Perfect. Yeah, like with a T sound at the end. Those ED endings can be tricky, but that was good. Good reading. Any questions on the vocabulary for that part?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
12 cereals? What is that?
12 zeros.
Zeros,
Ceros.
yes. Okay.
Okay. So it's just explaining what 3 trillion looks like.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else have a question on the vocabulary? Mian, welcome to the class.
Thanks, Abby.
Thank you for joining us. I'm going to ask you the next question. Why are trees so important? Why are scientists concerned about the amount of trees we have?
Because we get oxygen from the trees, and oxygen is necessary for life. That's why trees are so important.
Yeah, nice answer. Where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Does anyone else have a comment about why trees are so important? One reason is definitely the fact that they produce oxygen. Anyone else have a different answer?
Because the trees retain the water into the ground when the water falls down to the earth.
Perfect. How do we use trees? In what ways do we use trees that's important for humans?
May I, teacher?
Yes, go ahead, Anna.
I don't think that the most important thing about trees are the oxygen they produced, because the blue algae produce the oxygen, the vast majority of the oxygen.
Okay.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I believe trees are important because they avoid erosion in the soil, and also because uh, they are the habitat for a lot of animals and also insects, and each animal has its niche in the ecosystem, and also to control the climate on Earth.
Beautiful. Very good. Excellent answer. Anyone else?
They are kind of like the lungs of our world.
Yeah.
because they absorb the carbon dioxide from us and from the industries.
Absolutely. Good answer. Okay. Let's continue with the second paragraph in the article. Let's see. We'll divide it in half best we can. And let's have Gregory. Can you read that for us?
Yes. The bad news is that thousands of years ago, the Earth had around 6 trillion trees. Human activity has cut in half the number of trees on the planet. A good example of this is the fact that Europe used to be one giant forest. Now much of it is farmland, fields, cities, and towns. Dr. Crowther said people are responsible for the loss of 3 billion trees over the past several thousand years.
Excellent. Good pronunciation, Gregory. Thank you. Does anyone have a question there about any of those words? Okay. And I believe, Julian, could you read the rest of that paragraph?
Sure. Humans are destroying around 50 billion more trees every year because of deforestation and the demands for farmland. The science say this figure is considerably higher than just a century ago. Their Crowther have warned that this study highlights how much more effort is needed if we are to restore healthy forests worldwide.
Okay. Can I get you to repeat highlights?
Highlights.
Perfect. Any questions on the vocabulary for the whole paragraph? Okay. Adam, what is the bad news?
Is that the bad news here is that the trees are replaced with um, like cities and towns, and that's what this paragraph is talking about, I guess.
Have you seen that, Adam? Have you seen an area that once was treed now turned into something else?
Yeah, I witnessed it actually, and that was like sad for people because um, they used to have that part of city like a place, you know, as we call like I can call it like a spiritual place where I can find myself more comfortable than any other place or any elsewhere in general. Yeah. So when they replaced it with some building that was like sad for people and yeah, um, yeah.
Thank you. Good answer. Fantastic.
So
Well, Christian mentioned earlier that he likes to walk or run in forested areas, and obviously if those areas are replaced by cities, there's less enjoyment for humans or less spaces to be out in nature. Any other comments on that? Okay, so now we have a few discussion questions that we're going to go through. Maybe we could start with Igor. Let's do this one here.
Yes.
Read the question and tell me your answer.
What is your favorite tree and why? I didn't even think about it, but I guess it's oaks because they're big and they produce, I don't know, uh, like little, I don't know how to say.
You like their foliage? Foliage, sorry?
Foliage. Yes.
Yeah, foliage is the greenery that comes off of a tree. Foliage. I like it. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
They're big and they have nice foliage. Christian, what about you? What's your favorite tree and why?
Okay, when I said it's a cedar because I like the cedar, but also the walnut because I like the walnut, to eat, and it's a very good one. No, walnut is very good, and it's very nice to see. It's very beautiful tree, the walnut.
Mm-hmm.
And also you can eat. The walnut is very good for the
Absolutely.
health. It's very healthy.
That's a good answer for sure. Amp,
Mm.
you know that I'm from Canada, so I want you to guess. What's Abby's favorite tree and why?
Maples, because you can eat the honey.
Yay, good answer. Absolutely. That's my favorite tree is the maple tree because maple syrup is delicious, especially on pancakes. Good. Does anyone else want to talk about their favorite tree or maybe their favorite plant? Okay. Let's move on to a different question now. We have a whole nother list down here. What can we do to grow more trees? Anna.
Um, well, if each person plants at least one, maybe the government would set up more natural reserves, reserves,
Mm-hmm.
and and more strict laws, and put more people to oversee the big forests in order to avoid deforestation and illegal illegal teacher, how can I go? Uh, the,
Tree cutting?
yes, illegal tree cutting and things like that. I know that in the Amazon rainforest there are a lot of illegal um, tree cutting there, and they cut the trees and they hide the stems under other trees, and they blackmail indigenous people and communities surrounded, and they can even kill people because it moves a lot of money,
Yeah, absolutely.
It
That's a
moves, or how can I say? It movements a lot of money.
yes, absolutely. So you're saying that those areas would need to be protected in order to have more trees growing. That's a good
Yes,
answer.
we already have strict laws, but uh, there is a lack of people to fiscalize.
Mhm. Mhm.
And those people who have money are very powerful.
Has anybody in the class ever planted a tree?
Yes,
I
I have
plant.
planted a tree.
Mian, where did you plant a tree?
When?
Where?
Where? Where I work in a factory,
Okay.
so I planted in my factory.
Okay, very nice. And how is the tree doing now?
It's going fine and it's growing rapidly, and we are taking
Perfect.
care of them.
So we could say Mian has a green. Who can finish that sentence? He's good with plants. He has a green what? Really? Nobody knows the expression?
In some.
A green thumb. Yeah, Mian has a green thumb. Perfect. That means he's good with plants. Great. Who's heard of companies that offer to plant trees if you purchase their goods? Who's ever seen this?
In my company before, yes. If we avoid to put something in the trash can, we win one tree every month, you know, or two, three every month, you know, for example, to save the nature, you know. We have a plan like that, you know, at work, you know, and it was very funny, you know. For example, if we don't have any trash can, okay, if we avoid to make something in the trash can, we win one or two, three every month, and
Wow.
we plant, you know, two, three every month.
So it's like an incentive program. If you throw out less garbage, you'll have more trees.
Yes, yes. Here we are very ecologic, you know.
Hmm.
We don't like the pollution.
That's fantastic, Christian. Canada's pretty good, but I think that you guys are probably a little bit better. Awesome. Yeah, we've got a lot of new companies starting in Western world where we have you buy a product from a company and they agree to plant a tree for, let's say, every $10 spent, or every item you buy they will plant a tree for it. So it's starting to become a very popular thing, understanding the importance of trees. Okay, so I think we've probably talked about that enough. Does anyone have any comments or questions about the article? All right, so we're going to change our hats. We're taking off that hat and we're going to talk about refugees, a recent article talking about Germany and Austria and giving them a little bit of praise for something that they've done recently. Let's see if we could have Igor, tell me, what is a refugee?
What?
What is a refugee?
A refugee? I don't know.
No? Can you see the word in the group chat?
Yes.
Okay. No idea. Let's see if Gregory can tell us. What's a refugee?
Refugee is a person that had some issues in his own country, so he is trying to change his location. In this case, that they are trying to move from the country that there's conflict, like Syria, because of his safety, maybe political reasons, unfortunately economical reasons are happening to some many situations. But
Perfect.
it's different, yeah, different category.
Right, so somebody that moves from one country to another because of, you mentioned political reasons or safety or economic reasons. Can anyone think?
Economical, it will be immigrants, but because right now there's such a chaos that those two used interchangeable.
That's very true. Can anyone think of a different reason why someone might be considered a refugee to move from one area to another?
May I?
Yes?
To get political asylum? Because political asylum, when they are persecuted for some reason, or sometimes to escape from a difficult situation because they live under a dictatorship. Sometimes to escape from natural disasters.
There's a good one. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking of that, Anna, natural disasters. That's a common one, right? So maybe there's a big earthquake or some kind of storm that comes through and people lose their homes and they're kind of forced to move to a different spot, maybe temporary or permanently. Does anyone in the class here know a refugee? Maybe you are a refugee?
Oh. Yeah.
Who said yeah?
Me, Julian.
Okay.
It's not a refugee because here in Colombia we have a civil war almost 50 years ago, and we call it here desplazados, or without land. It's people who lives in several parts of the country and are forced to move by different armed groups to the other parts into the country, and several of these people move to the big cities, and this is a kind of refugee here in Colombia because they are forced to move to the other part in the same country.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
know. I am teacher in a educational in governmental institution. I have two students that are refugees or desplazados here in Colombia.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Julian. So you personally know some yourself. Anybody else?
We have. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yes, we have refugees near me, near my house. I think it's a Syrian. I don't know, but these people fled the violence of her country, and because he's coming here, to avoid the violence, and the system was not democratic in Syria, and the people have a big family. This is the reason he's coming here to our life more safe, and for education of the children is better to don't see the violence every day and every moment, and to have education and to have a future. And I think it's a good point for these people to stay here for the moment. Yeah.
Wonderful. How many refugees, do you know how many refugees have come to your country from Syria?
We expect to have 100,000 people is coming. Yeah. It's more than German and more than France, and yeah.
Okay, good. Does anyone else have a story to share about that?
Well, in my country, there are a lot of Colombian people that just ran away from the frontier problems with the FARC, and yes, they are here like refugees.
Good, thank you for sharing. I remember when I was in high school, I think I need to, hello? There we go. I think I remember when I was in high school, and obviously Canada is known, we have a huge amount of land and a very small population. And I remember it was when it used to be Yugoslavia, when that whole situation was happening, and we had a whole bunch of people come from what we used to be called Kosovo. And I remember a big group of students coming to high school, and I can't even imagine how difficult that must have been for them to come and go to high school in Canada without knowing any of the languages that we speak. So it would be a challenging thing, obviously exciting, and it would make it, a little easier for them, but I can't imagine how it would be to have to leave your home like that. It would be a pretty sad situation. So we're going to do some reading. Does anyone have a comment to share before we start? I'm just going to get the screen share set up. But if anyone wants to say anything else, you are more than welcome. Let's go. Okay, Mian, you didn't read for the last article, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, can you read the highlighted part here?
Okay, Germany and Austria welcomed thousands of refugees yesterday after their long walk through Hungary. The refugees arrived at train stations in Germany and at the Austrian border to crowds of local people who applauded the new arrivals and gave them water, food, and clothes.
Thank you. Mian, your reading is fantastic.
Thanks.
Very good. Does anyone have a question there about the vocabulary? All right, maybe we could have, oh, I've lost myself. There we are. Let's have Gregory. Gregory, what does it mean to applaud? Applaud.
So we're doing this movement with our hands that
Gregory, I can't see you.
okay. So applauding, it's more like reaction for the arrival of somebody. So we are applauding, so we are clapping, we are cheering.
Yay, clapping. That's perfect. Look at this. Yay, Gregory. Perfect, right? So how do you imagine, let's hear from Amp. How do you imagine that these people would feel after crossing this border and having people clap and welcome them into their country? How do you think they would feel?
I think that they are going to feel welcoming to the new place, that they are not being rejected under the situation that they are passing. They are going to feel a kind of relief after fighting the 4 days, maybe suffering starvation or something. Then they are just welcoming and being received with water, food, and the attitude of the people. It's is good enough for them.
Yeah, you use some good adjectives there. Welcomed, relieved, right? All things that they would definitely be feeling. Anyone else think of how you would feel in that situation? Maybe what you'd be thinking? Probably very thankful, right? Exhausted though, my goodness. Could you imagine walking through Hungary to get to Germany? You'd be pretty tired, pretty exhausted.
But you remember, the stories come back all the time, you know, if you remember what's happened with the Vietnamese people, with the boat people 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it's the same situation today, you know?
Yeah, no, it's like history repeating itself.
Yeah, all the time, you know, all the time. But these people is very courageous because you imagine uh, we are in the comfortable house and everything. We have to eat every day, and we have everything. But imagine these people don't have anything, you know. The people lose everything in life. It's not good, you know. This is the reason it's very good for us to say welcome to these people to stay here, you know. It's normal.
Absolutely. That's a really good point. All right. Who has not read? I've lost track. Who has not had a chance to read today?
I guess me.
Okay. Can you please read that part for us?
Okay. German and Austrian children carried baskets of sweets to give to the children from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and other countries. For many of the refugees, it was the end of a long journey that started in Syria and ended with a long walk through Hungary. German rail company Deutsche Bahn announced on Saturday that it would be adding extra carriages to its train and was doing everything it can to help the refugees.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Igor. All
Thank
right.
you.
Any questions on that part? What did Adam, what did the children do in an attempt to make them feel welcomed?
I'm sorry, what was the question again? I lost myself.
What did the children in Germany and Austria do to make the newcomers feel welcome?
Oh, they carried baskets of sweets to give to the children from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to see a picture of that. I imagine that being pretty amazing photography that happened that day.
Right. Yeah, that would mean too much to them actually.
Absolutely.
At least seeing people that would care for them. That means a lot.
Absolutely, it does. And what about the train station, Adam? What did the train station do for them?
They announced that it would be adding extra carriages to the train and was doing it. They will announce like a campaign of doing everything it can to help the refugees.
Okay, very good. So they were quoted for saying that, and you did talk about these extra carriages. Anna, what are these extra carriages that they add to the trains? What are those?
extra carriages.
It says that the train company would be adding extra carriages to its trains. What do you think that means?
My gosh. I I don't know, maybe extra places for people.
Yeah, I think in Canada we call them cars, train cars, not carriages. So just extra boxes that hold people that attach to the back of the trains, right?
Right.
Good. So me and you were on the same the same page. I wasn't sure about that either. I had to look it up. We don't call them that in Canada. Perfect. So everyone seems to be on board in Germany and Austria, as well as many other countries. This is just one small article to help these people to get in and get themselves settled. Let's continue. Amp, can you read the next part for us?
Okay. The United Nations, UN, has praised Austria and Germany for their effort to welcome and help the refugees. It said, this is political leadership based on humanitarian values. Germany's leader, Angela Merkel, said her country would welcome all refugees from Syria. Germany is expecting around 800,000 Syrians to arrive this year amid continuing uncertainty about the future of Syria.
Beautiful. Good reading. And we'll have Christian finish the article for us.
Okay. Mrs. Merkel told reporters that as a strong, economically healthy country, we have the strength to do what is necessary. One refugee, a Syrian shopkeeper, said, I'm very glad to be in Germany. I hope that I find here a much better life. I want to work. He expressed concern for his family and young children still in Syria.
Can you repeat the word expressed?
Expressed.
There you go, yeah. So that is an example of a T sound for an ED ending, expressed. Good reading. Any questions on the vocabulary for this last paragraph? Okay. What about Julian? Who is Angela Merkel? And what does she have to say about what's happening? Who is she and what does she say about what's happening?
She is the first minister of Germany.
Okay.
And she told that Germany is a strong country that allows or that open this border to refugees, and they their economy it's strong, don't need help for anybody, and they keep the refugees into the country. And she said Germany is very glad to help these people in this difficult situation.
Very good. Thank you very much, Julian. So
Okay.
I'm going to ask your opinion. Do you think, and this is for anyone who would like to answer, so listen carefully, do you think that countries like Germany or developed countries that are economically strong, do you think it's their responsibility to help people who are less fortunate from other countries? Why or why not?
Germany is a strong country. Germany have a history with two Germany, East and West, and I think Germany have the power to grow and have the power also to absorb, this refugees. I think it's not France cannot do that. Italy and Spain cannot do that, but Germany is a very strong country. I think Germany has the power to do that.
Okay, so you think that they have that responsibility because they are able to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more powerful than our own country because the German, its country is very hard. It's very yes, have a lot of forces.
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer for sure.
Mm.
Anyone else have an opinion about that? Whether you think a country has a responsibility to help others?
If they can, why not?
Yeah, I agree with you, Igor. We're all humans. Really, there's no difference between us. So if there's other humans that need help and you're able to give it, then I think it is a responsibility, for sure.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that will come up because of hosting new arrivals like this? Maybe we can hear from Gregory. What are some of the challenges that will come up?
I think the challenge is the future, because these refugees, they develop family and develop different necessities and into like work or place work to them, healthy, and the system of health of Germany will be have a more customers to customer. I don't say that users. No, maybe users. Yes.
Yeah, users or consumers, maybe?
Yes, users, I think, and the universities and all the educational systems will be stressed by the new people into the country.
Yeah, that's true. So Julian mentioned jobs coming up in the future. Where are these people going to work?
Yes.
How will they consume? Good one. Anyone else can think of a challenge that will come up for countries that accept thousands of people into their population?
I have something to add, and I think that Germany will be losing its own culture, you know, in the next, you know, no matter how years, in the future. I mean, that's a big challenge for them, you know.
So Adam, I just
yeah.
can I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying that Germany will lose part of its culture because of having so many people from foreign lands?
Exactly.
I never
Right.
thought of that. I never thought of that one. Either that or they'll make a whole bunch of new Germans.
Because the original people, if they will be like welcoming other people from other countries that have been, you know, different, extremely diverse culture to there. So yeah, they will be losing their culture, like, yeah, I think the core of the culture.
I love your opinion. I think that's great. I think that in some ways it's not true, but I do think in some ways that it is, because look at Canada. We are like a mix of everybody, and we don't really have a culture. We just copy other cultures, so that could eventually happen. But I think you'd need a few more refugees.
Okay.
Anybody else want to share? That was good, Adam. Thank you. Okay. Let's see if we have a couple more questions here. What other countries do you think should accept refugees and why? Maybe Anna.
Teacher. I don't know. Countries who have money, who are well developed, such as the US. However, what has been happening now there is the opposite, because a lot of people have been saying a bunch of things against immigrants there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Germany is being so nice, maybe because they have some kind of guilt that they have to to bear, because the past of Germany the Holocaust and things like that. So, some people feel guilt. I know that the generation now is not the same who was Nazi in the past, but maybe you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Is it making sense or no?
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's definitely an interesting opinion. There's lots of different ways to look at each
Okay,
of the
and
issues.
and I don't think that a country loses its culture if they allow people from other cultures stay there. I think it's good to share different cultures and backgrounds, and they can keep their own countries. And oh my gosh, sorry, I made a mistake. Sometimes I get anxious when I am speaking English. Uh, they can keep their own cultures and traditions, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, those cultures coming in often make it an even more beautiful
Yes,
place.
I don't like this kind of statement. Uh, sorry, Adam. Like Adam said, I understand his point of view, but it sounds a bit, how can I say, xenophobic. Is it
Okay.
wrong? Is it wrong, teacher?
Can you type that last word for me? I'm not really familiar with that phobia.
Xenophobia. Ah, sorry. It's my pronunciation.
No, I don't think Adam was saying it was a bad thing. I think he was saying that it would no doubt have an effect on the overall culture of Germany.
Yes, and I said that I understand, but for me it sounds a bit. Yes,
Phobia.
that word. That word.
Okay. Okay, thanks. That's good. Does anyone else have a comment about that?
I I think that the countries that the most make accept different refugees in it's Arabian countries that have a big a great economies and strong economies, and they have the structure to receive the refugees. Hello.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, Julian. That's true.
Yes,
And Amp has, go ahead.
and they have the I think that they have the responsibility because they these countries Emirates they have some responsibility in these wars.
That's true. I think I'm waiting to see what Canada's going to do. I was listening on the radio the other day, and they said that they're definitely considering how many people they're going to allow in. There will be some, but we just don't know how many. And I'm not gonna comment on it because if anyone knows, right now in Canada, their politics are a hot topic. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth closed about it. That was awesome. Some of you were like new to me, so thank you so much for coming. Gregory, thanks for coming back to the class. It was nice to see you again, and as well as Anna and Amp. Does anyone have any closing questions or statements?
I just want to say it will be really quite difficult for every country to control the immigration process because obviously the refugees are going to Germany, and I heard some comments that many of them didn't want to stay even in Austria, and from Poland people are escaping in the same way like in Hungary. So it is not really it's not really the process that politicians can control in Europe. So it is more that depends more about to the refugees where want to stay because obviously they want to go to specific places in Europe.
That's a really good point, Gregory. That it's a beautiful thing, but there will be a lot of complications and hard work that will have to come as a result of all of this influx of population, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to the class. It was nice to see you. I actually think I was scheduled a class for next Monday, so hopefully we'll see some of you guys again. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you.
You too.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.